years ago now watching an Adelaide game, and I remember watching this young, strong girl in the ruck with a striking blonde ponytail. She was a presence before the first bounce. She put the ball on a platter for her midfielders if she hadn't followed it up herself, and she took big marks around the ground. I remember sussing you out on the AFLW app, actually, and finding out who you were. Montana McKinnon, that was going to be a name to remember. The next year, I sat in the stands at Punt Road watching you play a scrimmage game, and I remember feeling sorry for your opponent that day because you absolutely took the piss. This strong physical presence that was just monstering girls. You know that visualisation we do where you're the really big player on the field? That was this girl that day. And then the trade period came later that year, and after 31 games with Adelaide, you made the brave call to leave your family, and Henry and Sonny made the move across the border to join the Tigers, and you came in ready to impact. But the world wanted you to wait a little bit longer, and you did your ACL in a practice match, which is a tough road back for anyone, but gee, you wouldn't have known it from the way you've gone about being around the club. You have been so consistent. It feels like you barely had a bad day over the last 12 months, and you always got the work done, often with your great mate Coxie, and you just kept on focusing on whatever milestone you had to tick off next. And now that next milestone is here, your first game for the Mighty Tigers. It's so great to have Henry, Sally, Brett, Dakota in the room with us today. I know what a support you guys have been. I know that Brett and Sally already had plane tickets booked across even before we found out it was her first game for the Tigers because they just wanted to watch their daughter play footy at whatever level, and I think that's really cool. You are the 66th person to pull on the jumper for Richmond's AFLW program, and the good news is that all those traits I spoke about earlier are exactly why you've been selected as a Richmond person. When you put this jumper on, your job is to bring the fighting fury. You bring your physicality, you bring your follow-up, and you find a way to bring that ball to ground. There's hands on the back of the jumper that we wear today. We heard about that during the week, and when you see those hands, I want you to think of two things. Number one, that we've got your back out there, but number two, take a moment to smile to yourself because how good is it that you're back on the field? Congratulations.
Welcome. Yay, how exciting! So when Kate asked me to present your jumper, I just said, yes, let's do it. Because I feel like when we reflect on it, we're similar pathways of how we both got here, and to be welcomed into Tigerland like we both have been is pretty special. And I feel like when I met you 4 months ago, we had this connection where you're like, this is like a second lifeline for me. And I felt the same thing, and you've literally embraced every opportunity that you've had when you've got here. So I want to praise you for how you've gone about it, your experience, your versatility, your work rate. Everything you do when you step in the door here has been first class. Now, traditionally with these type of jumper presentations, we get up and we talk about all your accolades. Like, I looked up your accolades and, mate, they're a lot bigger than what I actually thought they were. So I'm going to go through them, right? You were taken at pick 62 in the 2016 AFL draft to Carlton. You played 10 seasons at the AFLW level, which is just phenomenal. 73 games across both Carlton and Collingwood, and you played 32 of the 32 at Collingwood, which is just unbelievable. You kicked 7 goals, and you've had plenty of possessions and moments that don't show up on the stats sheet, but today I know it's your first time as a Tiger, but I know you're going to give us a lot. Now, I thought, because I've only really just met you, I'd reach out to some of your past teammates to get a bit of goss and dirt on you. Because when you've been here, you've just been an angel. Like, I couldn't dig up much, so I thought, let's go back. Let's go into the archives and find Brazzale when she first arrived at Carlton. You were very much the kid at Carlton, I heard. You needed a lot of guidance in life. I think one story in particular that really stood out to me was when your mum Susan was away. Welcome. You took your stained clothing to training so Al Downey could wash it for you. But I feel like you can do your washing now. If not, Susan, please feel free to speak up. And during your teaching placements, your teammates were generally concerned that you were not able to care for other people, and children in particular. So what did they do? They gave you 2 stick insects to keep alive. Spoiler alert, they didn't stay alive. So to help you redeem yourself, I went out this morning and I looked for some stick insects. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any, but in this jar, there's 2 sticks. So I hope they go on your mantelpiece at home and it just gives you a lot of memories about being here. So I hear in 2019 you set a milestone of hitting 2,000 Instagram followers. And you were really working super hard, and earlier this month you achieved your goal of hitting 2,000. So I think after today's game, all the Tiger Army are going to jump on board, and if you don't follow Brazzy, let's go to 3,000 by the end of the day. But in all seriousness, what stood out from the messages that we've got from all your past teammates is that you always have your teammates back, you're super loyal, your team first attitude, and how you love to hear the word freedom. So today, I challenge you, Brazzy, go out there with freedom and play footy like you want to play, because we know you can do that on the wing. And today you'll pull on the Tigers jumper as our 65th player at this club. And I want you to go out there with freedom, be in the yellow and black and be happy to be back out in the field. This is your second lifeline, and we hope you go well. From everyone in the room, we wish you really well. Really great to see your family here to support you along, and we're all backing you that you can get the job done. And so from all your fellow teammates, in particular, they say go well, Foz, and go well, Skiddy. But as from all of us in here, Brazzy, go really well, mate. Open it up, open it up.